Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If you've never found my channel until just now, yay, you're finally here. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thanks so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. My goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a particular film. So today, the particular film I'm reviewing is called Foil. This sci-fi buddy comedy is now playing on Amazon Prime Video. So to get a free trial on Amazon, click down on the link below. So the movie is rated R. It's an hour and 40 minutes long. And my overall movie review mom grade is probably hovering around a B minus. So I will explain why. First, I'll give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things that I really liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about if you watch this with friends or family. And then we'll finish up with recommendations for other movies that are sort of similar that you might also really like. So before we get into any of that, I'm going to introduce a featured product, and you can see it here on the screen, but click on the link below to purchase it. And it doesn't cost you more to purchase it through my link. It's just an affiliate link through Amazon, and they'll send me a few pretty pennies if you buy it. And yes, it's in honor of the title of the movie. It's a bunch of aluminum foil. And I'll talk more about that in just a minute. So in a nutshell, let me get back to this movie. The story is about two old friends who reconnect on a desert camping trip instead of attending their high school reunion. And by the way, you should go to your high school reunion. It's kind of a rite of passage and often hilarious and eye-opening. Anyway, back to the story. One of these guys hopes to harness a fabled vortex in the area so he can be inspired to write a hit movie about it because he's an up-and-coming filmmaker, or I should say filmmaker wannabe. The other guy wants answers about his previous alien abduction. So the movie was directed by Zach Green, who also co-wrote it with Devin O'Rourke. And they both star in the movie, and I thought they both did a really great job. Already, the movie has won 2 film festival awards, including Best Feature Film and Best Performance by a Duo. Well warranted, I would say. So let me give you some quick tips for parents in case your kids are interested. There is some profanity, including many F-bombs. There's lots of alcohol and drunk people. Guns and knives are used. People are in perilous situations. And there's talk of a porno movie that this one filmmaker made. His big claim to fame, he made a movie, but it's a porn. So some of the themes that are illustrated well are friendship and supporting each other's goals, aliens, supernatural forces, nostalgia, and filmmaking. Some of the things that I really liked about this movie include this long list, which starts off with the movie, starting off with images of blockbuster videotapes, which instantly takes you back in time. Well, at least if you're my age. Ultimately, the film feels like a respectful and whimsical homage to the sci-fi movies of the 1980s and 1990s. And I thought they did a great job with costume designs, little things that you would see and do, cell phones, stores, the whole thing. It really did take you back in time. Everyone in the cast feels like a real person that you probably know in real life. And I love that because so many times new filmmakers are using new actors who are often very clunky and robotic, and they are acting. It feels like they're acting. But this kind of felt like they were real people, just really goofy people. Zach Green and Devin O'Rourke have a terrific comedic timing in their acting. And so I really love that about them. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. The banter between all of the characters is amusing and just ridiculous. There's a lot of talk about looking for a vortex. And so have you ever felt one? Do you think it's a real thing? So Sedona, Arizona is popular and known for having many vortices in the area. So my husband and I were open-minded enough and even went on a vortex tour where the tour guide showed us some of the most popular sites in that area of, the downtown mountainous area. It's a small town. And in this movie, we see this one guy using these divining rods that they're called, which is supposed to indicate that you're near a vortex or in one. And so the tour guide gave us these divining rods to use. And at first I just laughed. I thought it was a bunch of hooey. And so he had us start in a certain area. And then he says, I'm not going to tell you where it is. You walk and see if you are on one or as you get near one, these divining rods get closer and closer. And when you're standing on one, they literally cross. And they did. I was like, what? What's happening here? But it's interesting because a vortex is energy. And so he said, you can also walk up to a person and see the same thing happen because our bodies are energy, right? And so we were all walking up to each other, and sure enough, they would cross. And we were in this one area where almost everywhere we walked, they were crossing because he said they found a flow of water that was energetically going under the ground where we were. Anyway, I thought it was super fascinating. Crazy, wild stuff. Back to the movie. So I got a kick out of listening to the two guys talk about movies, plots, and titles. And the Kevin Bacon movie Tremors is mentioned quite a bit. Have you ever seen that one? It was pretty funny. Anyway, I could talk all day long about movies, as you can imagine. So I thought that little scene was pretty cute. And actually, there are several scenes where they keep talking about Tremors. The cinematography is pretty good. It captures the beauty of the desert in some moments. Other moments, they're just right there in the desert talking and doing their thing. I've seen several versions of the movie poster designs, and I really like all of them. They're pretty clever. Several of them feature this foil that is a big part of the story and the plot. And so I really like that they incorporated that into the movie designs. I have a feeling that audiences that are going to respond the best to this quirky film will be stoners or drunk bros who just want to hang out with nothing else to do, or alien hunters who don't mind laughing at themselves while kind of looking to see what else is out there. Now, with all of that praise, there were some things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better. For example, the action is a bit thin as characters make really dumb moves and choices, especially with guns and weapons. They just have all butterfingers and they fall or they miss the mark. I don't know. Just was, not a very realistic attempt. I don't know. Maybe it was because a lot of times they're scared. And so maybe they would drop their weapons. Anyway, the movie definitely feels like a low budget indie because it is. Even still, I thought it was enjoyable and a very good first shot at a feature film for the writers and director. So that's not a huge criticism, just that there is room for growth. And based on what I saw, I think that they are going to continue to pump out good movies. So my last little thing, and this is very tiny, but I thought that with a name like foil, that we would eventually see someone wearing a foil hat, so that the aliens can't read your minds, but they never actually utilize that idea that we've seen in other movies before. Now, whenever I watch movies, I write down funny lines and interesting lines, and I have them all in my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So you can read them all there, but I'll share a couple of the interesting lines with you right now. There is quite a bit of humor, and so much of it is in the rich dialogue. And I think I was so intent on listening and laughing at the things that were said that I didn't write them down, but I did write down these interesting lines. So Devin O'Rourke's character says, there's something so American about heading west, And you're like, yeah, that is such an American thing, But what's funny is that they're actually driving east on their road trip. And then another line that Chris Dubek's character says is, most people are sleepwalkers in a strange land. And he's referring to people who aren't even aware or open-minded enough to consider what might be going on out there in the universe or interesting, crazy things that might be happening here on planet Earth. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting line. All right. So while I was watching this movie, I instantly thought of three movies I wanted to recommend to you. One is a movie called Jules that just came out a few months ago. It's very quirky, it's got fantastic characters, and it involves an alien. And I just thought it was so charming. I'll actually cue that one up so that you can watch that movie review as soon as you finish this one. Another one is a movie that came out last year called Acid Man, also about this father who is kind of absorbed with, or obsessed is probably a better word, with trying to find out if there is alien life. And he has a very dysfunctional relationship with his daughter, partly because of it. But the movie is much deeper than that. I thought it was a really well done movie, and I really enjoyed both performances of the father and the daughter. And then an older movie that I just thought of, I hadn't thought of this movie in such a long time, is called Evolution. And it involves alien life as well. It's a real tongue in cheek action comedy, pretty cute, and some fun surprises along the way. All right. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope my reviews are helpful. Comment down below, click the like button, subscribe. You know the drill. And when you get a minute, run over to Facebook. You can join my Facebook group called, guess what? Movie Review Mom. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.